Alright everyone, welcome back. Kult of Athena Blade Reviews. We have the Dragon King Tactical Cutlass here. This is an Angus Trim design, very simple design. Single edge blade, slightly swept back here. A little bit of a false edge on the back as well. Take some weight out of it. Take a look at some specs on it. Take some up close looks at it. And of course, we'll do some cut testing. Let's get to it. Overall length of 29 3/4 inches, all the way from the very end of this here with the lanyard hole to the tip with the false edge that we're going to take a look at in just a moment. Blade length itself, single edge blade, like I said before, very thick, very sturdy blade, and then you'll see it comes to a false edge on the back here. That's also to reduce weight, so that when you're slashing with it, it brings a little more velocity into it. With this blade itself, we also have a micarta handle, and it's pinned together. It's got little screws together, it sandwiches it. The great thing about this blade is it's one single piece. So all the way from the short handguard to protect your hand from thrusting, from your hand sliding up the blade, all the way down is one piece. And then brilliantly designed, they've sandwiched this together. That way you have a grip on the handle, and then they take the screws and then put it together. So you have a full tang, single edge cutlass here. That way you can slash with it with proper training. If you're doing cut testing, you have that available to you. If you prefer to have two hands on it, you also have that option. You'll notice that if I have one hand on it close to the guard, I can slide that hand on there, and you also have that for the double force grip, even if you wanted to brace on the back there. Also noticing the Dragon King logo on here. Right by the little swept handguard, you'll notice that it protects my thumb from sliding up just about a little bit here. It's not a very pronounced handguard, but enough to protect the forefinger as well. All right, we're looking at 9260 high carbon steel here. You'll see this black coating on it. This black coating is allowing us to, prevent a lot of rust on here. So if you're working with this in the field, using it for bushcrafting or anything like that, you have this protective layer. That way the blade is less likely to corrode. We have an overall weight of 1 pound, 15.8 ounces. It actually doesn't really matter. It's just between 1.5 and 2 pounds. It's usually a pretty standard size and standard grip for a single-edged sword like this. Properly balanced, has a good slash to it. Feels actually pretty good in the hand. I don't work with a lot of cutlass, but this one actually feels pretty good. It's very adaptable with the blade. Like I said before, the grip, we have that micarta, wraps very nicely. Not a round handle, more of a flat one. So you'll see the knuckle lining is right in line with the blade edge. Excellent handle with that single edge, or that's something that's double edged as well. All right, so we also have a kydex sheath that comes with it. Two options for the belt loop. If you want to wear it a little bit lower or a little bit higher, a little bit closer to the belt here. It's more of a vertical carry, which is not something I'm usually used to. I'm used to more of a 45-degree carry for the draw, but if it's something you prefer, I would suggest more of a nylon belt. We have a vast selection of belts here at cultofathena.com. You can just go in the accessories section, and you can definitely find something that will fit this belt as well. It's a very common size, so you just look for a common width on the belt, about 1 inch to 1 1/4. This will be able to accommodate that. Obviously, anything skinnier will also accommodate that as well. So this is a hard plastic, it's a kydex here. So we have that flat black on here. That way it doesn't collect moisture as much. And then we also obviously have the belt loop. This slides out. Drawing this, obviously be very careful. There's no seam, so it's all plastic, but when you're drawing it, you have the option to pull a little bit. Notice there's a little bit of a click. So when I take it out, obviously don't do it like this when you draw it. I'm doing this only for the video. And then if you click it back into place, just a little bit of a click here. The most of the retention is about right here on the guard. That sandwiches it together. And then as I click it back in, that's about all you get. I wouldn't run with this upside down. It would be highly dangerous. I'm also not going to demo that because it's dangerous. So you'll see, locks back in place. Keep it with the handle up. Should be just fine. What I want to do now is do some close-up looks at the blade outside of the scabbard, and then in the scabbard. It comes with a kydex sheath, also with a belt loop on it. All right, we'll do some close-up looks outside the scabbard now. Then we take a look at the blade, see what you think of it. All right, from here we do some cut testing on this blade, see how this tactical cutlass does on the tatami mats. Let's get to it. That felt really good. So this is exactly why they do the false edge here. So you'll see, can you see the moisture on here? You'll see the moisture where it caught. This is a very common place at the very last 6 inches of the blade that you're gonna have the maximum amount of percussion here. So if you have this extra thickness on the blade, which is great for the durability, if you had it on the last 6 inches of it, it's less likely to pull all the way through without a lot of effort, a lot of dragging of the blade. But you'll see when I slash through this, because these are soaked all the way through, when you cut all the way through this and you pull the blade through, there's just simply there's less blade to go through on there. So it actually felt really good. If we take a look at the other side of it, it's a clean cut. And we did sharpen this. So these come sharpened, a factory edge, but we add a sharpening surface to show you the potential of just a little bit of a touch up on a blade can do. So excellent cut here. See a very clean cut. And then we'll do a little bit of close up to see what the blade looks like after the cut test. Noticing there's no damage to the blade, still allowing a very pronounced cut. All right, so we finished it off. See a diagonal slash. This split a little bit because it's a little bit dry, but you can see the diagonal cut all the way through. A little bit frayed, but you can see still did the job. Popped that all the way through and got the cut to work. All right, so there you have it, the Tactical Cutlass by Dragon King. You see the plastic scabbard, the Kydex scabbard they have with the belt loops. Awesome. Good amount of retention to it as well. We saw the blade in action. We saw some close-up looks at the blade with the black powder coating protected from rust and corrosion. We have a micarta handle, flat grip as well, 3 studs to keep it in place. Full tang design as well, very solid blade. If you enjoy this blade, you enjoyed seeing this blade in action, go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you like about this blade. Let me know what you want to see in the future. We're now taking more requests on blades, so feel free to get active in the comments. We'll be more than happy to start getting more blade reviews to you. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I hope to talk to you soon.